I'm Christopher Sherwood, OSD Public Affairs. Today's briefing is on the Department of Defense's fiscal year 2024 budget request. Speaking with you today are the Undersecretary of Defense, Comptroller, Chief Financial Officer Michael J. McCord, and Director Force Structure, Resource and Assessment with Joint Staff Vice Admiral Sarah A. Joyner. Okay, we have time for one last question. Tony Capaccio.
And Admiral, I hate to ask this, but a month ago the world was transfixed with the balloon. Is there anything that was added or shifted into all-domain security awareness because of the balloon shoot down, the detection and shoot down?
On the balloon, we did add some funding late in the process. Of course, the events occurred late in the process of our build, specifically on what I would call sensing and analysis in that particular set of altitudes and phenomenology. We already had, and the Admiral can speak to this, domain awareness. I think you used the correct term. Much broader aperture, right? And cruise missiles are the things we care about probably the most in that space of looking at our airspace. So in that broader category, I don't have a number off the tip of my tongue of the larger amount that we spend, but in this particular niche, if you will, we did add some funding to try and refine some capabilities on the back end.
And just to go back to the balloon, there's significant investments, and I think the Comptroller did a good job of sort of characterizing those, about $90 million going into the budget. But I would tell you that the sensors we have today are capable of seeing high-altitude balloons. They're capable of tracking them. It's a matter of tuning and optimizing those systems to try to get after all forms of intrusions into our airspace. So we've been very focused on hypersonics and those cruise missiles, those types of things that we think were on the high-end, fast-moving threats, and tuning for something that's much slower like a balloon. That's part of what all this will go into. We've got over-the-horizon radars that have been invested in. 4 of those will be fielded in the near future. And so, you know, those investments are ongoing in order to enhance our overall defense of the homelands, which is extremely important and is a #1 NDS priority, but also it flows throughout this budget. I think you can see those investments coming online. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That concludes our briefing.